Season 1 of The Walking Dead is a wonderful, albeit very short introduction to this masterful series. 6 episodes long. My sister and I decided to watch this on a whim, and we just binged through the whole 6 episodes. It was about this time last year, and we fell in love with the show after that. If you're new here, my name is Ali. I talk about TV shows, films, books, things like that, and I'm going through The Walking Dead season by season right now. A show that I deeply fell in love with. So if you're watching season 1, you're rewatching, you just love the show, stay tuned on this channel. We start with one of my favorite pilots of all time. An episode that really hooked me into this show. I'm the type of person that doesn't necessarily hate pilots, but doesn't really fall in love with shows from episode 1. Almost ever. But The Walking Dead is one of those differences. The first episode pushed me on, and as I said, I watched the whole season in one sitting. We follow Atlanta cop Rick Grimes, who's shot in the line of duty. He falls into a coma, wakes up about 6 weeks later, discover the hospital that he's in is totally abandoned, and outside it's been taken over by zombies. Of course, in this show they use the word walkers. Hence The Walking Dead. So he has to head out on his own. He has to understand this new world, as do we. And he's got the mission of finding his wife, Lori, and his son, Carl. He meets up with Morgan Jones, who becomes a sort of exposition tool to tell us and to tell Rick about this new world. This man's lost his wife to this new disease that's spreading, and she's turned into a zombie. He's living alone now with his son. We see him have to shoot his wife in the head to put her down for good, because nobody wants to stay a zombie. That's kind of the idea that they introduce you to the show. And eventually Rick heads out on his own. He tells Morgan, switch on your walkie-talkie every day at dawn. I'll try and communicate with you. And Rick heads out on his own, finds this horse, and heads out to Atlanta. He's looking for his wife, his son. And I'm trying to remember exactly where that pilot ends. I think it ends with him reaching Atlanta and getting swarmed by a horde of zombies. The horse gets killed, and he's hiding out in this tank, where he gets contacted by someone, Glenn, who we're going to be introduced to and we're going to love, who's going to try and get him out of there. He does. He meets up with this Atlanta crew, and I think it's in the pilot where we all gasp at that reveal that that woman who's sleeping with that man is Lori, Rick's wife, and the man is Shane, Rick's best friend, and they're together, and Rick obviously doesn't know about it. So that's setting up for a huge amount of tension when they eventually reunite, which they do in the end of episode 2 or episode 3 or something like that.